god.
Everybody's out today looking for Mark the Duckman.
I bet.
Well, I
you
did
pull
say to
all
Kerry
the
that I was
ladies
coming
with
down
that duck, don't you? I bet you get loads of ladies. Oh, look at your duck.
No.
Hi folks, it's Martin here. Welcome to my latest podcast. I'm trying something a little bit new this time round. Being a bit experimental, I thought I'd try recording something outside, particularly because a gentleman came down to Birchington who is known as Mark the Duckman. He's been down here before. I heard about him coming down here last week and I tried to catch him that time, but I missed him. Now, for obvious reasons, the sound quality on this recording is not that great, due to it being recorded outdoors. My plan at this stage is to try and catch up with Mark on another occasion and do another episode of Mark the Duckman and his exploits, this time perhaps recording indoors somewhere. So here goes, enjoy.
Oh my god, I've never actually stroked a duck before, I can say I have.
A couple of years ago,
Come and have
we met a blind girl from birth, 14-year-old, and she was feeling dogs, speaking forever, everything about dogs. She was telling me what it felt like. I couldn't speak, I had tears in my eyes.
Oh.
And she said, "Thank you, I now know what a duck looks like and feels
Yeah.
like."
Oh
But now
my
we do
God.
meet up with her regularly at Mitcham Priory for the medieval do's there.
Wow. Oh, wonderful. Thank
You're
you.
very welcome. Have a lovely day.
I will now. Thank you.
Thank you. She won't hurt, so she just like shinies. It really won't hurt. Sorry, Martin.
It's all right,
The
no
man
worries.
that saves the ducks. Yeah,
Yeah.
so I went to the charity shop the other day and she said that you was coming in and I literally missed you by about 20 minutes and I was like, I can't stand here. I can't stand here in the cold. Oh my god.
Everybody's out today looking for Mark the Duckman.
I bet.
Well, I
you
did
pull
say to
all
Kerry
the
that I was
ladies
coming
with
down
that duck, don't you? I bet you get loads of ladies. Oh, look at your duck.
No. Now I'm single, my pockets jingle.
Oh my god.
That's the way to say it. Now I'm single,
Absolutely
my pockets
adorable.
jingle.
I want to cry. I want a duck. Oh, gorgeous. Sorry, my love. Oh, thank you for letting me.
You're very welcome,
meet
young
the
lady.
duck.
Should we carry on, sir?
Go on. Hello Mark, so you're known as Duckman.
Duckman, I am, yes.
Okay, and whereabouts are you from?
I'm from Rochester, really, in Kent.
Rochester. Right, okay. So what's got you interested in ducks then? What's the story on the ducks?
Well, a few years ago, nearly 6 years ago, I've got ducks as pets, but I hatched out 12 little ducklings, and out of the 12, they all saw me first of all, but one followed me everywhere, like a little dog.
Right.
So I called him Dog, and after day 3, I went to put him away in the greenhouse at night with all the other ducks, and he was crying his eyes out, and he wanted to come back home with me, so I thought, well, I've got a hamster cage, so I put the duck in the hamster cage and took him back to, I live on the boat, took him back to the boat one night. I thought, then after that, he's on his own. 6 years later, we're still together, and he's my best meet and greet therapy duck called Dog.
Therapy duck called Doc, and this one's
called Pinky.
Pinky.
Pinky. When I got her egg, I got 6 eggs off eBay, and
Right.
out of the 6 eggs, only 2 hatched out, but she had trouble hatching out, so I had to sit up with her for 3 days and nights, every hour and 2 hours, feed her with an eye drop, little bit of food, liquidised peas. And then after 3 days, I went in my workshop and she was sitting up looking at me, and I thought, yes, she's going to live. I didn't plan this one being a therapy duck, because I've got 2 at the time. I've had Dog and Goldie. But this one, we bonded. I've saved her life, and so now we're like just great friends.
Yeah.
She's just like a little daughter, really.
Yeah, so it's like having pets, isn't it? But having a pet duck is rather interesting.
Well, to me, it's just every day. As I hang around with my ducks all the time, to me, it's just normal. We go to the pubs together. We go to discos. With Dog the Duck, we go to a lot of medieval reenactments. So Dog is used to cannon fire. We go to Detlin Showground.
Oh, Detlin, yeah.
Military Odyssey. So Dog and I were standing on the battle line
This lorry's
behind
just
the
go by.
fence.
This current lorry go by because it's quite noisy, isn't it, this one?
Yeah, it's a refrigeration units. Yeah, but at Military Odyssey, Detlin Showground, Dog and I were watching the battlefields. I was dressed as Robin Hood.
Right.
Because I went with the Medieval Siege Society, my reenactment group. And we're watching the Panzer tanks shooting their guns, a 50 cal machine gun firing. And Dog's just standing on my hand, watching, quite happy, enjoying himself.
Crikey.
But I met children with autism. We went up to Butmore Park to meet young adults with autism.
Uh-huh.
And a couple of months later, a lady goes, "Oh, excuse me, are you the man with the ducks?" I said, "That's right." She said, "Every day my son still talks about him."
Yeah.
She definitely brings out the best in people.
She certainly does. She's beautiful.
Where you normally walk along the high street in a couple of minutes, where with a duck it can take 2-3 hours.
Yeah. I bet you'd pretty much be out all day, I would have thought.
Normally we do. This afternoon, her sister is going off to a new home with 2 other ducks.
Right.
She's going to live with 2 different ducks. And one of them is Dog the Duck's son. So,
Right.
Yeah, so it's a small world. Original ducks were just ducks as pets for eggs and so forth. But when Dog hatched out, he was different. He just had a natural bond. And since then, I've hatched out Goldie. Goldie is a massive Aylesbury duck. I went to my local farm shop in Gillingham called Grange Road Farm Shop, and I brought 4 eggs for £2.30. I thought, I'll put them in the incubator. 28 days at 37.5 degrees Celsius. Goldie hatched out, and instantly we just bonded as one. He's gorgeous, just like Dog, but Dog is my favourite duck.
Yeah.
But he's 6 years old on the 25th of April this year, so we will have a massive hatch day party for him every year. All the therapy ducks have hatch day parties.
And they're called therapy ducks, and the reason for calling them therapy ducks is because are they therapeutic for you or therapeutic for other people?
Bit of both, really.
Yeah.
But as you just saw, a gentleman just held Pinky in the high street, cuddling her, having photographs taken, the smile on their faces. It's just well worth it.
Isn't she lovely?
Absolutely gorgeous she is. This one's called Pinky. So we have colour coordinated cloths as well.
Right. I was going to ask you, Mark. Did you work before? Did you do what? Did you do before you were?
I'm a
ducks?
head gardener.
Oh, head gardener.
So
Right,
yeah,
okay.
I'm a head gardener, tree surgeon. Where I work, I'm allowed, as being a head gardener, the managing director of the company, Terry Gabriels, has given me permission. I'm allowed to keep the ducks at work in the greenhouse area. And
Right.
he lets me do that all free of charge, so I don't have to pay rent on the greenhouse and the duck storage, which is really wonderful because he knows what we do. Rochester High Street raised a lot of money for different charities. It's just wonderful.
You're thoroughly enjoying this, Wilfred, aren't you?
I'd like to be able to rent a nice big house and a big garden and have all the ducks there, but that won't happen.
Yeah.
I'm just say very grateful for Gillingham Marina for letting me have the ducks at the greenhouse area.
Yeah.
And it's all been chicken wired off, so there's no fox problem. I just love when I go in there, all the ducks come running up every day for food.
Oh, it's amazing because you don't kind of just think of ducks just being in a farmyard, and I'm thinking they would be rather nervous of human beings going around, but you clearly trained your ducks to be very friendly with humans.
Yes. So they just naturally bonded, falling asleep on my arm. She will snuggle up and go to sleep quite happy.
I guess she'll get quite tired out, I should think, by the end of the day, won't she?
Well, normally what I normally do is so I've got the car in the car park. I normally give them about 2 hours, 2.5 hours, depending on the temperature and the weather. But this time of year, about 2.5 hours, then we go back to the car, and in the car, I've got a dog cage. She's got a bowl of water with peppy poires in there. She likes peppy poires. So she'll have a little nibble and then she'll have a little sleep, maybe 10, 15 minutes. And then that's it, I'll just sit there like on my phone, on like Facebook or whatever.
What do you typically feed a duck that's going to be healthy?
Every day, my ducks, they have a bag of peas in the morning and a bag of peppy poires in the afternoon.
Yeah.
But in the morning feed, they also get honeydew melon, couple of iceberg lettuces. But they have corn and layers pellets. There's always loads of food. But I do treat them. They do like kiwi, really ripe tomatoes, really ripe bananas.
Yeah.
I do spend a lot of money on the ducks.
Is there anything that you should avoid feeding a duck?
They don't like sort of oranges and that sort of thing.
Because I think typically, sort of when people go see ducks, they want to throw lumps of bread at them, don't they?
Yeah, so if you put bread into my duck area, it will not get eaten.
Yeah.
Someone did throw some bread in there and I left it 3 days. No, mine just won't touch bread.
Yeah, so in other words, then throwing bread to a duck is a bit of a...
In the wild, they say you shouldn't feed bread to the wild ducks, but when they stopped feeding, there were a lot starving to death.
Right.
Because it's not a main food, it's just a supplement to keep them alive. But what I like about my ducks is they are fed really, really well. So every day I do have 2 duck eggs for breakfast. Well, I know what they're fed on, and they are absolutely gorgeous. You boil them for dead 6 minutes, and all 12 eggs are fertile. So within about another 2 weeks, she should have 12 little ducklings. Then they're called doglings, not ducklings, because they're dogs' children. Dog for duck.
They're doglings.
Doglings, not ducklings. Yes. She's just... Didn't even jump. Yeah? She just sat there like...
We're more scared of that than anybody else, aren't we?
Oh, you jumped. She did. She just sat there like... A couple of Decembers ago, Christmas time, I was dressed as King John, because I do Rochester High Street. I do King John of Rochester Castle. So Goldie and I were invited to the City Wall pub to turn the Christmas lights on, which we did that 2 years ago. We do a lot of the Charles Dickens Festival. I can either go dressed as Uriah Heep, very humble Basil Copperfield, very humble. But normally I do King John, because people say about King John, I've got lovely photographs, me in full regalia at Rochester Castle with Dog the Duck. She's just sitting on my lap, very comfortable. We sit in the pub or have a beer, then if she gets tired, she'll fall asleep on my lap.
Thanks for listening, folks. Some of you might think I'm a bit quackers for doing such a podcast today. Let's hope the next time I meet Mark, he doesn't ask to charge me for doing the podcast. So I think if he does, I'll just ask him to put it on the bill. Now that's the